Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 14 of albums that are 50 years old in 2021. So, of course, albums that come from that magical year of 1971, turning 50 this year. I have put together a list of my 28 favorites. One pick for every day in the month of February. We're going to go all the way through to the 28th. And each day I'm also going to give you an honorable mention, which comes from that larger list, the ones that didn't quite make the cut of 28, but still are albums that I love a lot, right? And there's so many good ones to choose from 1971, albums that are turning 50 this year, how we've been working it for the 2 weeks up to now. I give you my pick for the day and an honorable mention. I ask you guys to do the same in the comments below. Every day we each pick another favorite from 1971. So today, a really cool album. The third album by this band was released on March 9th of 1971. Recorded at RCA Mid-American Recording Center in Chicago, Illinois. Produced by Jack Richardson and Bob Ezrin. I'm talking for Warner Brothers Records and Straight Records as well. I'm talking about the third album from the Alice Cooper group, Love It to Death. For my money, I'm sure for a lot of people, this is the album where the true essence of what we would come to know and love of the Alice Cooper group finally came to the forefront. Right? Just a magical album of this kind of gothic, creepy, garagey, hard rock music from the Alice Cooper group. And of course, you know, who's in the band at this time. This is what everybody considers the classic lineup of the band. Guy named Alice Cooper. Call him Vince, call him Alice on vocals. Glenn Buxton on lead guitar. Michael Bruce on rhythm guitar, backing vocals, keyboards. Dennis Dunaway, bass guitar, backing vocals. Neil Smith on drums and backing vocals, right? A little bit of keyboards also played by Bob Ezrin as well. So some amazing songs on this album. Some staples in the Alice Cooper repertoire for years and years to come. Of course, you got Caught in a Dream. Good, fast-paced, catchy rocker. The legendary heavy number, 18. All right, you know, that big doomy guitar riff. Dun, 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 dun. The amazing chorus. It was a teenage anthem back then. It still is now. How about Long Way to Go? Great song. The creepy as hell Black Juju. All right. The engaging up-tempo, but so catchy, Is It My Body? The harrowing Hallowed Be My Name. What a great song. Great song. Then, of course, you got Second Coming. Awesome. The Ballad of Dwight Fry, also creepy and awesome and heavy. And then the magical climax, the uplifting, whimsical Sunrise. I mean, just this whole album flows so well. It's so amazing from start to finish. And, you know, what are we talking about total here? 6, 9, 25, what was it, 35 minutes long? Or thereabouts, something like that, right? And just as close to perfection as it gets. You know, there are a couple of Alice Cooper albums from this time, from the 70s that probably qualify as near perfect albums. I definitely think this is one of them, for me anyway, because every song on here is just so good. And it's so much of its time, but yet it's so much ahead of its time, right? And I love the album cover. It's just awesome stuff. There's the guys on the band. A great album. Easily a top 3 Alice Cooper album for me. Easily. And that is my pick of the day. My honorable mention, though, is another pretty cracking album from this band. Again, we've got an American group as my favorite, and my honorable mention is a British band. Amazing how almost every single day, I'd have to look back at the list, but almost every day it was either one or the other. So today, my honorable mention is going to be Caravan, In the Land of Grey and Pink. First of all, you gotta love that album cover, right? So, of course, Caravan, the great Canterbury act, from the early mid-70s. They played all throughout the 70s, but some of their best materials from the early to mid-70s. All right, a whole slew of really great albums. This is cited by many as, if it's not their greatest, it's definitely number 2 or number 3. You got Golf Girl, Winter Wine, Love to Love You, and Tonight's Pigs Will Fly. In the Land of Gray and Pink, and of course the 9 Feet Underground, big, sweet, great stuff. Some fantastic organ on this album, tasty guitar riffs and licks, great vocals. It's got this kind of quirky, jazzy, poppy, folky feel, but certainly it's got its psychedelic moments, and it's just a very endearing album from a band that I think that, even to myself, kind of overlooked their importance on the UK progressive rock scene around this time. And I think, maybe because they were so quirky, a little different, right? Never quite hit the lofty heights of some of their contemporaries like Yes or Genesis, but definitely a band that, if you're talking about that kind of second tier of that early wave of UK progressive rock, Caravan's got to be in the equation, right? Got to be, along with Van de Graaff Generator and Genesis and some of the other Canterbury bands from the scene as well. Soft Machine and so on and so forth, Hatfield in the North, and all the usual suspects. But this is definitely a great album from 1971, deserving of its spot somewhere, either on the main list or in the honorable mentions. Got to be on there somewhere. So I wanted to throw that out. But the main choice today is Love It to Death from the Alice Cooper Group, and Caravan in the Land of Gray and Pink is my honorable mention. So feel free to drop your pick of the day and honorable mention from that magical year of 1971, albums that are turning 50 years old here in 2021. Stay tuned for tomorrow for pick number 15 from the group of 28 coming at you tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that, and a lot more stuff happening tomorrow. Also tomorrow, kind of a holdover from today, we didn't get to it today, we're going to do it tomorrow, ranking our favorite 10 Yngwie Malmsteen albums with Sidney Taylor and Rich Catino and myself. That's happening tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night, we've got the Hudson Valley Squares live, another live show planned for you, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in for that. What else do we have coming on this week? Got a bunch of things. We got another live Monsters Den coming for you, actually Thursday night. Stay tuned for that. As well as I got a very cool show happening for you, I believe Wednesday. And we've got a bunch of notable folks from some bands who were around in the 80s and after that. But specifically what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what the 80s hard rock and metal scene was on the live circuits in some different areas of the country. And all the folks that I've got coming on the show were representative of the scenes in their respective areas, not only from playing on the scenes, playing in bands that were active in that scene, but also as fans going to see shows. So we're going to be talking about kind of what it was like to grow up in the 80s in these different markets here in the U.S. and kind of like what it was like out there in the clubs, in the arenas, that sort of thing. So that's happening. I'll give away more information as we get closer to the date on who's going to be appearing, but that's happening this week as well. As well, all sorts of stuff. We got Ryan Scow and I are going to give you our 10 favorite Manila Road albums. That's happening this week as well, and all sorts of other stuff. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and if you feel like donating to the channel and helping us out here, you can make a donation to our Ko-Fi page, link below, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.